Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the instant match reaction for Everton 2, Apollon Limassol 2, and disappointing night at Goodison Park. Yes, those words will be uttered from my lips probably till the day I die. It was just rubbish, wasn't it? It was just a poor start and a poor end to the game, and the bit in the middle was all right. But again, it's the same problems we come across at nearly every game. Every game, fans sit there and go, why isn't there any pace? Why isn't there any width? Why are players playing in the wrong position? Every game, fans say the same things. And I know we're not the experts. I know we're not the experts. We're just fans. But surely if there's enough of us saying the same thing, then surely there has to be some truth in that. There has to be, doesn't it? You know, we're not stupid. We've all watched the football long enough to know what makes a successful team and what doesn't make a successful team. And my biggest problem with what's going on at the moment is I am looking for a plan. I am looking for a plan that you say, you see what's happening tonight? It's all right because there's little positive bits, and this is all going to come good because I'm seeing where it's going. My problem is I don't see where it's going, and maybe it's just me. I look at it and I just think, what's the end result? Is it because we're waiting for Seamus Coleman? Are we waiting for Balassi? Are we waiting for a centre forward in January? That's fine. Listen, that's fine. And you know what? Ronald Koeman's got a great track record of that being absolutely cack in the first half of the season and then pulling it back second half. Well, you know the big problem with that is it gets you sixth at the very most, and it'll probably get you out the European trophy that you're in the first half of the season, and possibly the League Cup as well. And that's the problem for me. This game tonight was huge. For me, we had to win tonight. Honestly, in my mind now, we're not getting out the group, and that is a fucking disgrace. No English team has ever started 2 Europa League games without a win. That's fucking criminal. Absolutely criminal. Another first for Everton Football Club. Another first. Well done. That's criminal to me. They came tonight, right, and we said it. We said about it in our match preview. We said he said, and we repeated it. These are going to come and be tenacious and go on the front foot, and that's exactly what they did do. They came at us and they had a go. They didn't lie down. They went, you know what? Attack is the best form of defence, and they got their rewards. They scored a goal by forcing a mistake, or not even having to force a mistake, let's be honest. And they kept going. Honest to God, and this might just be the Evertonian in me, right? If it was the 87 minutes of a game away from home, where we just gone down to 10 men, I don't for 1 minute believe we would have done what they did tonight. I honestly don't believe we would have had it within ourselves to grab an equaliser, because we just don't do that, because that's just not us. We just tend to give away those things. And that's the problem. We didn't need 2 hold midfielders tonight. Take your picks, Narden or Garner. I'm not asked. Pick one of them, put them in the midfield, and say, you know what? We're better than these. We don't need these 2 players. I grab Tom Davies, who's had a couple of good games. I say, yeah, mate, play in your position tonight. Not on the left or on the right or both. Play in your position. I say to Sandro, we're playing you up front tonight, but you're playing next to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because I know he'll stay up front and you can have a little wander round, because that's what you like doing. What you don't do is say to your 2 centre forwards, why don't you both go for a little wander round and forget about playing up front, because that's what happened. And you know what? The manager knows that's going to happen, because he's the manager. Who fills the space? Nobody. Because we don't have anyone to fill. No, we might have filled the space. Tom Davies. He's not going to fill the space on the left, is he? He's not going to fill the space on the right, because we don't have anyone else who's naturally inclined to get in the box. John Joe Kenny, we've been crying out for him in the show, right? Do you know what his boss at? His boss are getting up the right by having someone inside who'll play a little 1-2 with them. Did he have anyone on the side tonight? No. Okay, second half a little bit he did, and it was a bit crap, because Tom Davies was a little bit crap. But am I saying anything wrong here? Am I saying anything out of turn? Am I not just expressing things I'm seeing with my eyes and that maybe you're seeing with your eyes? I am all for giving Ronald Koeman more time. I've got no problem with that. I am not calling for the manager to be sacked. or anything like that. I put a tweet out before saying I would be sounding out someone like Carlo Ancelotti, because I'm not. Honestly, I would have no problem with that. If there's a world-class manager comes available, I'd have no problem with Everton Football Club just having a little word with them. No, it doesn't matter. I'd be having a little word with them. Thomas Tuchel, whoever. Liverpool did it. Brendan Rodgers wasn't doing that badly at Liverpool, but you know what? They smelt that there was a top manager out there who would be willing to come, and they went and got him. Now, I'm not, as I say, I'm not advocating the manager to be sacked, but you know what? If it filters down to the manager that maybe we're looking at someone else, that's not the worst thing in the world for me, because I think he needs a boot up his arse at the moment. He came out afterwards and said, we feared them and we were scared. Do you know who feared them? You, Ronald. You feared them by playing two hold midfield from a team that you go on holiday there to watch your sister get married. Simple as that. And you go to Ayia Napa, a little tiny place. No disrespect to them, but they're from a little tiny island, right? You put two hold midfielders against the team from a little tiny island, mate. You could have played Vlasic from the start. You could have played Dominic Calvert. You're set up to be negative, mate, because that's what you are. We've gone from a manager who was ultra positive to a manager who plays two hold midfielders against a team from Cyprus at home. That doesn't sit well to me. That does not sit. And God forbid we've got any other midfielders. I mean, it's not like we've got 87 midfielders on our books, is it, that we could have played tonight? That's my real bugbear. The lack of any outward sort of thinking that we're going anywhere, and the negativity. For me, we should have set up tonight to just batter them, and we didn't. We set up to be like, ooh, to be careful out there, guys. Shite. It's just, he's saying he's scared, players are scared. I see the players get the ball, and the first thing they want to do is go backwards. You don't want to go forwards, you want to go backwards. The reason they want to go backwards, or the reason they don't want to go forwards, is they don't have a centre forward. No, why? That's why Nias was so good on Saturday, on the shoulder, always looking to get behind. I watched in the first half Sandro and Rooney run back to the halfway line to get the ball. They're our centre forwards. Now if that's the way they play, that's fine. But you can't have both of them. You just can't. You can't. You've got to always have a threat, because that allows their centre backs to just go up 10 yards. You just can't have it. We're too negative. This is what I want. A shape that we stick to. Like a default shape that we stick to. Yes, of course, you've got to change your team. You've got to change formation. But have a default shape that works. 7 or 8 players that play every single game. Not changing not a different right back every week. And obviously different centre backs, but we're stuck at the moment. And not different centre forwards. 7 or 8, or maybe 8 or 9 consistent play every week. Players playing in their real positions. Now that pushes other people's noses out of joint. If that means Sigurdsson's got to sit on the bench, or Wayne Rooney's got to sit on the bench, so be it. So be it. Till this team gets some kind of form in one shape, because that's what it's going to take. A spine, a shape, and consistent players every single week till we get ourselves sorted. And you know what? Once we've got ourselves into a little run where we're playing well, then starting to change it. That might mean some of those players. That might mean that players like Vlasic gets chances week in, week out. Good. That's one. There's not one signing that was more important than any other signing, apart from Jordan Pickford, in the summer. They're all as important as each other. But if you don't play them, and you don't play them in the real positions, and you don't start sticking to a positive way of playing, then the wind will be changing, certainly for me anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have I been too negative? Are you saying give the manager time? I am saying give the manager time, but start showing me a direction of where it's going, and then I'll give you all the time you want, as long as I can see where it's going. And if things happen in the way, and there's hiccups and there's bumps in the road, that's fine. That's football. But please show me where it's going, because at the moment I don't know where it's going. I just see changes every single week and negativity. Because you know what? Under Moyes, some games we were dross, but you knew we were going to win the game, or you knew we had a plan to win the game. at the moment we're dross, and we're not even winning that many games. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to check out Baz's instant reaction, his player ratings, and look out for the final word. Thank you for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you later.